For Aries suns, moons, and risings, 2026 reads like a year where personal ambition is going to be reshaped by collective forces, and where visibility, creativity, and intimacy are all going to be renegotiated through real world events rather than abstract inner shifts. The year opens up for you, my dear Aries, with a strong Capricorn stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun in your 10th house, and immediately is going to place career, reputation, and long term goals front and center. This can look like being pulled maybe into leadership early in this year, such as being asked to manage a project, to step into a new role, to launch a business initiative, or to publicly define your professional direction. Because Mars, your chart ruler, is being involved here, it may be that you are the initiator of all these things, and there's going to be some pressure to act decisively. You may be negotiating contracts, salaries, or public facing messaging at the same time, and this can be happening in the first 20 days of January. Some of you might be able to accept a promotion that requires you to set firm boundaries, or you might be rebranding yourself professionally, or you might take responsibility for outcomes that are very visible to other people. So, this can be a period where effort is going to be noticed, but also judged, so your actions can have long lasting consequences for how you're going to be perceived. As January ends and some of these planets move into Aquarius in your 11th house, the focus will shift away from individual achievement and towards networks, communities, and long term visions shared with other people. The conjunctions that these planets are going to make to Pluto are going to definitely intensify this. And there could be alliances that are going to be formed now that are not casual or temporary. It could also be that there could be friendships or networks that are going to be dissolved to make room for new ones. This can show up as maybe joining or leaving a powerful organization, becoming maybe involved in activism, in technology. For some of you, you might realize that certain friendships or professional networks have hidden power dynamics, so something can be exposed here. And then for others of you, you might maybe discover that a group that you've relied on is controlling or they have some sort of secrecy. So all of these things are going to prompt you to either claim more authority within this group or to walk away entirely. There could be conversations here during this period that can feel faded and they can really expose who truly shares your future goals and who doesn't. And then in the month of February, we're going to have the solar eclipse in Aquarius in your 11th house, which is going to act as a reset point for your social ecosystem. For a lot of you, this will coincide maybe with sudden changes, such as the launch of a collaborative venture. Some of you are going to dissolve a friendship circle, or again, you're going to enter a new one. Or there could be a moment where you publicly align yourself with a cause or community that defines your future direction. For a lot of you, you might be able to reach a lot of the masses, like a lot of people on social media, if you have the social media presence. Some of you might go viral even, and you're going to get some sort of fame or some sort of attention that only eclipse can really bring you, because they're very powerful, they're very faded. There's going to also be a lunar eclipse in March in the sign of Virgo in your 6th house that is going to bring some sort of reality check around work, around routines, health, and daily obligations. This really enforces that strong energy that we had in January and February regarding your career, your job, your networks, the visibility that you can be achieving. So with the eclipse here, it could be that maybe you're going to consolidate the new job that some of you might be achieving or getting. And then for others of you, it could be that your routines, your day-to-day life is changing due to new responsibilities that you have to make this career happen, or these new networks happen, to kind of accomplish more when it comes to that visible part of your chart. So your day-to-day life can really change here. It can shift drastically and radically as well. Of course, be aware of your health matters, because Pluto in the 11th house can make you very obsessed with visibility and wanting to be there in the public eye, seen and all of that, that it might affect your physical health. So the eclipse here is giving a call for some of your Aries to take care of your physical body at the same time. Now, by the end of June, Jupiter is going to move into Leo in your fifth house, and it's going to introduce a surge of confidence, of creativity, and desire for joy, for romance, and self expression. But at this time in June, the end of June and in July, Jupiter is going to be in opposition to Pluto in Aquarius in your 11th house. So it's going to highlight some tension between personal pleasure and collective demands. For some of you, this may look like wanting to pursue a passion project, maybe a romantic relationship or a creative spotlight, while also feeling pressured by a group expectation or public responsibilities as well. So you might need to balance that out during this time. Some of you will definitely focus on creative ventures, on personal branding, on opening a business, maybe on being on social media, using your creativity. And then for others of you, if you have children, it could be that you want to expand and get closer to your children and spend time with them, but at the same time, there is this vision that you have for your life that maybe doesn't align very well with that. So you're going to have some sort of need to balance out everything in your life. The opposition here can ask a lot of you to also claim your creative authority without alienating the communities that you're part of. Now, this year, we're also going to have the lunar nodes shift into Aquarius and Leo in the month of July. And so we're going to have new karmic themes now. With the North Node in your 11th house, growth will definitely come from contributing to something larger than you, to being part of social groups, of networks, of knowing people, being out there, being seen, being visible. Others of you are going to have financial windfalls as well, because this is the house of finances as well. You might decide to rethink about your long-term goals or really work very hard towards them. You might get obsessed with achieving something when it comes to your personal goals. And I myself am a Taurus rising, so I'm going through this period, and I can definitely tell you that I've worked more than ever in my life towards my long-term goals and dreams that I have for the future. You're going to see some achieving of those things as well. You're going to be able to see dreams and things that you didn't think are possible happening in your life in a good way, that you will want to pinch yourself. It can be very, very positive, and especially because you're in the sign of Aquarius and North Node is in a good aspect to your sign. At the same time, though, the South Node in your fifth house can ask a lot of your Aries to release ego-driven self-expression. You might need to let go of the need for applause or romantic drama so that you can have some sort of meaningful impact, such as mentoring others or supporting collective goals or creating work that serves a broader audience rather than just your personal image. The August eclipses can really intensify this process as well. We're going to have an eclipse in Leo in your fifth house, that it can bring a turning point in love, in creativity, or matters involving children. For some of you, this will look like at the beginning or the ending of a romantic relationship. It can look like the culmination of a creative project or a shift in how you seek joy as a person. And the same month, we're going to have the eclipse in Pisces in your 12th house. Suggesting a simultaneous need for maybe withdrawal, rest, and emotional release. And in your day-to-day life, this can look like closing one chapter while quietly preparing for another, such as stepping back from a passion that no longer aligns with your soul, and at the same time confronting subconscious patterns that maybe have been shaping your choices behind the scenes. Toward the end of the year, we're going to have Venus retrograde in October and November in the sign of Scorpio in your 8th house, and then in Libra in your 7th house. So you're going to be revisiting themes of intimacy, trust, and partnership. And this period can bring past relationships into attention or unresolved emotional contracts back into your focus. And some of you Aries might renegotiate financial or emotional agreements with a partner, especially if you have shared resources and finances with somebody else. You might need to reconnect with someone from the past to gain closure rather than continuation. And as Venus moves back into your 7th house, you're going to be asked to maybe reassess what fairness and commitment and balance truly means for you in your relationships. And some of you are going to decide to either go back to an ex, or you're going to decide to let go of them, but you're going to definitely have some sort of closure. So you're going to make some sort of reevaluation when it comes to your partnerships, whether it be romantic or business partnerships that are going to support the deeper transformations that you have undergone throughout the entire 2026. So this is what I have for you, my dear Aries, as a summary of the year. Of course, there's a lot more happening as well, but I'm making a quick summary for the 12 zodiac signs. This is what I have for you. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. My dear fellow Taurus suns, moons, and risings, 2026 is going to be a remarkable year in which your worldview, your career direction, and the foundations of your life are going to be restructured in very tangible and profound ways. We're going to start the year in a very positive note. We're going to have a stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun in the sign of Capricorn in your ninth house. And it's really going to help a lot of Taurians show up as committing to a serious course of study, maybe to pursue some sort of certification, to travel internationally, to deal with some sort of legal or immigration matter, or to make some sort of concrete plans for your long-term goals. And for some Taurians, this stellium here can look like receiving very good karma in your life, maybe raising your standards and having good morals. And I feel like a lot of Taurians are going to feel the results of the decisions that they are going to be making during this stellium when these planets move into the 10th house that make things even more concrete and visible to the public eye. A lot of Taurians might also decide to maybe return to school, to publish something that you've been working on, or to teach or mentor somebody else that requires some sort of authority in your end and credibility as well. And Mars here adds urgency, so there may be deadlines or a lot of pressure to act. But at the same time, we're going to have Venus and Mercury that are going to suggest negotiations, applications, or important conversations that are going to be held maybe with mentors or institutions that are going to help a lot of Taurians shape your future direction. Now, as these planets move into the sign of Aquarius at the end of January through February, they are going to activate the 10th house and they're going to form conjunctions with Pluto, marking a pivotal professional transformation. I feel like a lot of Taurians are going to have a major shift in your status, such as being promoted, maybe changing industries, maybe launching a public-facing project, or confronting power dynamics with bosses or authority figures. A lot of you might realize that maybe your current career path no longer aligns with your values, and it can prompt you to either claim more autonomy or to leave behind a role that limits your growth. This period can feel a little intense due to the presence of Pluto, and of course because it squares your first house, but your visibility is definitely going to increase, and the stakes around your reputation are very high, so whatever happens is going to be very visible in the eyes of other people. The solar eclipse that we're going to have then in Aquarius in February in your 10th house will really act as a professional reset. And this will look like a sudden opportunity or ending that forces you into a new trajectory, maybe being offered a leadership role that you didn't expect, or some of you might even go public with a business, or you might decide to step away from a long-held title. A lot of you might find yourself redefining how you want to be seen, not just in terms of success, but in terms of contribution and impact as well. Because eclipses unfold over time, the full consequences of this career shift may not be clear immediately, but they're going to be visible for up to 2 years after this eclipse happens. The lunar eclipse in Virgo in March is highlighting your 5th house and is bringing matters of creativity, of romance, and self-expression into your attention. For a lot of you, you're going to have the completion of some creative project, and then others of you, maybe you might have a turning point in a romantic relationship or a realization about what genuinely brings you joy in life. And I feel like around this time, a lot of Taurians might be able to finish a passion project, and you might be able to recognize what needs refinement before it is shared publicly, Or you might use your skills, your creativity, your inner voice in making some sort of business public as well, or some sort of piece of art, or anything that you are creative with. You're going to have maybe some aha moment that is going to bring a lot of clarity your way. If you have any children, there could be something impactful happening in their lives during this eclipse that is going to also affect you. Maybe one of your children is moving away, they're moving in with their spouse or with their boyfriend, girlfriend, or they're moving for school. So, your home dynamic is changing and your life is also changed in a significant way. Now, by the end of June, we're going to have Jupiter moving into the sign of Leo in your fourth house, and it's going to expand themes of home, of family, and emotional security, but it's going to be in an opposition to Pluto initially in your 10th house, creating therefore some sort of tension between your private life and public demands. So some of you Taurians are going to feel pulled between career ambition and the need to establish a stable or nurturing home environment. Some of you might need to relocate for work. You might need to renovate or buy property, or you may be dealing with family responsibilities that challenge your professional focus. For example, some of you might gain a powerful career opportunity that requires you to renegotiate where and how you live, and it's going to force you to redefine what having it all actually looks like for you. So you might need to make choices or to make adjustments to kind of balance everything out. Of course, Pluto in the 10th house is making a lot of Taurians obsessed with career, public status, with visibility. Even when you don't want to, you're still in the public eye. So that opposition to Jupiter is going to highlight these things even more. It's going to expand and make these things even bigger. When the North Node later on enters Aquarius in your 10th house and the South Node moves into Leo in your 4th house, you're going to experience a lot of growth when it comes to your public role, and some of you will continue to embrace leadership or responsibility. If in the first part of the year you didn't embrace these things, now you're going to be forced to, because the nodes bring fated events that are outside of our personal will. And even though it may feel a little uncomfortable, you're going to experience a lot of growth. The South Node here in the 4th house is going to release over attachment to comfort zones, maybe regarding your family patterns or the past. For some of you, this can look like leaving behind a familiar but limiting environment, or redefining family roles, or letting go of some sort of emotional habit that have kept you away from fully claiming your professional authority. So as you let go of that, you're going to receive some sort of growth that Pluto is really, really trying to do in your 10th house. August eclipses further activate this axis. The eclipse in the sign of Leo in your 4th house can bring a significant change at home, such as a move, a family milestone, or the resolution of a long-standing domestic issue. The eclipse that we're going to have later in August in Pisces in your 11th house is also going to reshape your social world, and it's going to bring some sort of ending or beginning within friendships, communities, or long-term goals. So some of you Taurians might step away from a group that no longer aligns with your evolving values, and you're going to be making room for a new network that is going to support your professional and personal growth. Now, let's not forget all these changes that are happening between your 4th and 10th houses, of course, are going to bring adjustments in your social circles, networks, the people that you deal with in your day-to-day life, but also your long-term goals and dreams. So that eclipse here is really reinforcing whatever is happening in your career sector with, or with your life with your children or creative expression. Now, lastly, towards the end of the year, Venus is also going retrograde, and it's happening in October and November, moving through Scorpio in your 7th house and then Libra in your 6th house. And it's really prompting a deep review of your relationships and daily work dynamics. So for some of you Taurians, this can bring former partners or unresolved relational patterns back into focus, especially around trust, commitment, and shared power. You might have opportunities to go back to an old job under this energy, or to go back to some old contract that you have signed before. You might need to review it. You might need to re-enter some sort of contract as well. And then if you are in a partnership, whether it's romantic or business, you're going to understand that maybe there needs to be better balance and fairness as well. And as Venus continues to move back into the sixth house, the attention is going to be brought into your daily lives and routines. You're going to have to reassess them, rechange them, adjust them, so that they make room for these changes that you're going to be making in your long-term relationships and contracts. Of course, some of you are going to go back maybe to old health habits, maybe go to the gym again or switch gym memberships, go to a different one that you used to go to, or you might go back to some sort of diet that is better for your physical health that you used to have before in the past. This is what I have for you, my dear Taurians, for 2026 as a quick summary. Please remember to show some support for my work. You can like, subscribe, and share this video with people that are going to benefit from this. I know that there's a lot of people that would love to know the energy for 2026 for this sign. And of course, remember to hit that notification button so you can get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Dear Gemini suns, moons, and risings, 2026 is going to be a powerful year because we're going to have a lot of shifts and changes of energy in the sky, but some of them are really, really special. And of course, one of them is the wonderful conjunction that we're going to have in the sign of Capricorn immediately in the month of January, which is something that I've already posted a video about, so please make sure to check that out. But my dear Geminis, we're going to have that stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun all in your 8th house, that can definitely bring your attention to your shared resources that you may have with a romantic partner or a business partner, or you might need to shift your focus into debts. Might be able to pay off a debt. You might be able to be approved for a loan or for a mortgage. Some of you might be able to claim some sort of inheritance, or you might have serious conversations about trust and commitment as well in your intimate relationships, because these are all ruled by the 8th house. Some of you might have some sort of news regarding alimony, child support, and then if you are in any industry that you make money through other people's money, such as like an advisor, a consultant, in the stock market and things like that, you might have some sort of financial windfall here, or a bigger number of clients coming your way. Some of you might also be negotiating a financial agreement, maybe with a partner of yours. You might be able to completely pay off a debt, or if it's more like psychological, some of you Geminis might also enter therapy so that you can confront deeper emotional patterns. Mars here is very powerful in the sign of Capricorn, so it's definitely going to help you and everybody else take the right decisions to make these things happen. As the planets move into the sky, they're going to go in the sign of Aquarius at the end of January and throughout February. And they're going to activate your 9th house and form conjunctions with Pluto. So here they're going to definitely shift your entire world perspective. This can be very powerful for you when it comes to your personal mindset. A lot of you might be able to completely shift your belief system. You might be able to shift your religion, change the things that you believe in. This stellium here is going to maybe bring mentors, benefactors, people that are going to support you in your life. But at the same time, a lot of you will have wonderful opportunities to travel internationally or to even relocate internationally as well. The 9th house is also the house that deals with visas, passports, legal matters as well. So a lot of you might need to deal with those things, submit documentation, have a lot of back and forth, like communication, news, and things like that. So there's a lot of activation here in the 9th house. It could also be that you're going to encounter a teacher, an institution, or ideology that is going to challenge you mentally, and it's going to help you change your entire perspectives and learn things about your life, about your day-to-day life. And then some of you Geminis are also going to be seen as an authority figure as well when it comes to your personal knowledge in whatever industry you're in. Then we're going to have the solar eclipse in Aquarius in February, again in your 9th house, which really marks the new beginning that is so necessary for you in your 9th house matters, because when things go into the eclipse's hands, they make it happen. Eclipses make situations happen outside of our own will. They just make things happen. The God, the universe, they all interfere so that we are put in the direction that we need to be put. So for a lot of you, you're going to be moving abroad. You're going to launch maybe some sort of platform where you share your ideas, where you become more vocal, where you can teach other people and mentor other people. And then others of you might have some sort of a legal or immigration decision that is going to definitely change your future forever. And eclipses here in this house bring a lot of sudden clarity around purpose. So even if things are unclear with the eclipse here, you're going to gain some sort of aha moment or some sort of clearer path of what steps you need to be taking to make those changes and moves in your ninth house matters. And then we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Virgo in March in your fourth house that is going to bring a lot of attention to your home, to your family, and emotional foundations. This can manifest as resolving a family matter, maybe completing a move that you're initiating during the ninth house activation. Or for others of you, this is going to look like confronting patterns rooted in childhood that affect your sense of security as well. Some of you might realize that your living situation no longer supports your growth, or that family expectations are influencing your choices more than you have realized before. So the eclipse here can bring closure, can allow a lot of you to redefine what home really means for you and who you want to be living with. Some of you might have somebody moving out or moving in with, or you might want to reconstruct your home, remodel it, change it, have some sort of change that is going to feel like a drastic change within your house. By the end of June, Jupiter is finally moving into the sign of Leo in your third house, which brings some sort of amplification when it comes to communication, learning, and daily interactions. But it's going to be in opposition to Pluto in Aquarius initially in your ninth house. So it's definitely going to highlight here tensions between maybe local realities and the big picture beliefs. Some of you may be pulled between everyday responsibilities, such as commuting or managing siblings and neighbors, and then larger goals such as like traveling or pursuing some ideology that you have, some dream that you have. If you are in the writing industry, you can gain some sort of clarity here on what you need to change, what you need to transform so that you can become more empowered and powerful as well. For others of you, this can look like wanting to maybe buy a new car, but at the same time, you want to be international, you want to travel. Some of you might just simply be between traveling locally or internationally, and then others of you might simply have a lot of communication regarding legal matters, visas, or citizenship situations. Now, when the North Node enters Aquarius in your ninth house and the South Node moves into Leo in your third house in July, the karmic emphasis becomes clear, and growth can really come from expanding your perspective, from embracing unfamiliar ideas, and thinking globally rather than staying attached to familiar narratives. So a lot of you will definitely by this time let go of the need to always be heard or validated in your immediate environment, and you're going to contribute more to the broader conversations that are going to have some sort of lasting impact. You're going to be able to influence other people a lot more. If you are drawn into teaching, writing, or advocating for ideas, you're definitely going to have some sort of wider audience under this energy. August eclipses further activate this axis because the eclipse that we're going to have in Leo in your third house can really bring again a turning point in communication, such as a significant conversation, maybe the completion of a writing project, or a change in how you interact with your siblings or local environment. Some of you might have some sort of transformation here locally. Of course, if you decided to move or relocate, you're going to have new neighbors that you're going to have to get to know, or your immediate environment is going to be different, so you have to learn how to commute, where to go to the grocery store, to schools, to your job, and things like that. If you don't decide to relocate, some of you are going to be inspired to get the car, to get a new car, or to change your means of transportation. And then if you don't have the scenario, then for some of you, you're going to simply maybe go after learning a new skill, getting a certification, increasing your knowledge, studying more, reading more, being mentally more alert in a way that can make you smarter, more intelligent, and people can come to you for advice as well. Now, towards the end of the year, Venus is going to be retrograde in October and November in Scorpio in your sixth house and then Libra in your fifth house. And it's going to prompt a reevaluation of your work routines, of your health, and creative joy. For a lot of you, this can look like revisiting a work arrangement that can affect your well being by renegotiating maybe responsibilities or addressing any sort of burnout. For a lot of you, you might need to maybe go back to an old diet that you used to have that used to work for you, or you might need to go back to a gym that you used to go to before, or go back to like exercising, some health routine that used to work for you in the past. And then as Venus continues to move back, it's going to go into your fifth house. So a lot of you maybe are going to reconnect with your children if you haven't seen them for a while, or you're simply going to reconnect with some sort of creative project or creative skill or hobby that you used to find a lot of joy in before. For others of you, you might reconnect maybe with a romantic interest that you used to have in the past, so that you can have some sort of closure with them, and you might experience some sort of fulfillment here that Venus wants to bring during the retrograde season. This is what I have for you, my dear Geminis, for 2026 as a quick summary. I wish you the best of luck. Please remember to hit that notification button so that you can get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Cancer suns, moons, and risings. 2026 is going to be a year in which your relationships, your shared resources, and personal values are going to be fundamentally renewed and reworked, often through emotionally charged situations, but that can be ultimately empowering in profound ways. The year is going to begin with a powerful stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun, all in the sign of Capricorn in your seventh house, especially during the first 20 days of January. And it's going to place partnerships and one-on-one dynamics at the center of your life. A lot of you Cancers during this time can define the terms of a committed relationship that you have. You might renegotiate a contract, or you may be dealing directly with a business partner or client or even an open rival. Some of you are going to formalize a partnership through marriage, through engagement, and then others of you maybe are going to formalize a business agreement or a legal contract that needs some sort of serious discussion. But at the same time, if you've been maybe in a relationship or partnership that you've had some sort of disagreements with, or things that have been simmering beneath the surface, you might need to confront these tensions during the first 20 days of 2026. Sorry. Mars here is exalted in Capricorn, so it's going to bring conflict or urgency. And at the same time, though, Venus and Mercury are going to indicate for a lot of you, dear Cancers, that maybe love, money, and communication are all intertwined, and you're going to have to bring honesty and boundaries to the forefront so that you can have some wonderful results when it comes to all of your relationships and one-on-one communications with other people. Now, as the planets move into Aquarius by the end of January and in February, they're going to enter your 8th house and form conjunctions with Pluto, one by one. And they're going to intensify themes of shared finances, of emotional intimacy, and power as well. And for a lot of you, this will maybe show up as dealing with joint accounts, taxes, inheritances, child support, alimony, loans, or insurance matters. Or some of you might be entering a phase of psychological transformation, maybe through therapy or deep emotional conversations with people that you really, really trust. You may be uncovering hidden dynamics in a relationship for some of you Cancers, maybe like unequal power or unspoken fears that are going to deepen your relationship that you have with somebody else, or they're going to expose some sort of secrets. So this period can be a little uncomfortable because this is the 8th house, but it's definitely going to bring transformation, powerful transformation that are going to set you up for emotional strength and empowerment as well. The solar eclipse that we're going to have in Aquarius in February in your 8th house is going to act as a reset around shared resources and emotional bonds. This will coincide maybe with taking on a mortgage, with merging finances with a partner, with paying off a major debt, or ending a financial entanglement that no longer feels healthy. Emotionally, for some of you, this can mark the beginning of a deeper level of intimacy or the realization that certain ties might need to be let go of. Because this is an eclipse, the full implications of these changes unfold gradually. They don't happen overnight, but in the next 2 years after this eclipse happens, a lot of you are going to have to negotiate shared resources and finances or emotional insecurities because you need some sort of clarity in these matters, or you need some sort of empowerment as well, some sort of boundaries too. And then we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Virgo in March in your 3rd house that can really bring clarity around communication, around learning in your immediate environment. Here, a lot of your Cancers maybe are going to have to relocate. Maybe your immediate environment is changing, your neighborhood. For others of you, you might need to move in with a sibling, or they may move in with you, or some of you might have the need to get on your car so that you can commute, go to work, and things like that. And then if you have been wanting to get a certification or learn something, then under this eclipse, you're definitely going to make that happen. By the end of June, Jupiter then is going to move into the sign of Leo in your 2nd house, and it's going to expand themes of income, of self-worth, and personal resources. But it's going to be in an opposition to Pluto in your 8th house, which can create some sort of tension here initially, because Jupiter is not going to be forever in an opposition to Pluto. But initially, you're going to have to maybe manifest some sort of clarity when it comes to your personal finances and the other person's contribution to the shared resources that you have. Some of you might even have the opportunity to expand and increase your earning potential, to make more money, to maybe multiply your streams of income. And you might decide to do this and come from a psychological point of view. So maybe the activation that you're going to have in your 8th house is going to set you up mentally to be able to claim more finances, more money for yourself, but at the same time, your values are going to shift and they're going to be increased. A lot of you maybe are going to have some sort of financial windfall that is coming from resources that other people have, and then others of you might be the ones that have to pay some sort of alimony or child support, or you might need to make some sort of contribution in shared resources and finances. Let's say if you have a business partner. Jupiter here is really helping a lot of you increase your standards and really understand that you have so many values as a person, and have that clarity that you need to understand that maybe you have to put a higher price on what you give to other people, what you serve other people. A lot of you are going to maybe receive a raise here or start a new income stream, or you might need to renegotiate financial responsibility with a partner or family member. This opposition here is going to challenge you to balance generosity with self-respect as well, of course. When the North Node enters Aquarius in your 8th house and the South Node moves into Leo in your 2nd house in the month of July, the karmic lesson of the year becomes more explicit, more clear. Growth will definitely come here from learning to trust, to share, and to transform through collaboration, while the South Node really suggests releasing over attachment to financial or emotional self-sufficiency as a form of control. So some of you might decide to allow other people to support you financially. You might decide to engage in joint ventures, or you might need to confront fears around being vulnerable when it comes to yourself as well. Now, with the South Node in the 2nd house, I would say that a lot of you are going to have to maybe contribute more into the joint resources and finances and joint causes instead of focusing too much on yourself. But at the same time, Jupiter is still wanting a lot of you Cancers to understand your values and to have a lot of self-respect as well. In August, we're going to have two eclipses that are going to deepen this process. The eclipse in the sign of Leo in your second house will definitely bring a turning point around income, possessions, or self esteem. Some of you might be able to change jobs. You might need to redefine your pricing or worth, or you're going to let go of material attachments that no longer reflect your values as a person. And then later in this month, we're going to have an eclipse in Pisces in your ninth house, signaling a shift in your beliefs, in education or travel plans. It could be that there's a benefactor that is really helping you achieve a lot of things, or a friend that is going to maybe advise you in the right way. Some of you might decide to study something that deepens your emotional understanding, or you may embark on a meaningful journey, or you might release a belief system that no longer supports your growth as well. Some of you will maybe decide to relocate internationally, or you might need to deal with visa, immigration, legal matters, maybe submit documentation or get some sort of clarity as well. Now, towards the end of the year, Venus is going to be retrograde in October and November in Scorpio in your fifth house, and then Libra in your fourth house. And it's going to invite a lot of you to reflect when it comes to your love, to creativity and emotional roots. This can look like past romantic situations coming back into your life, maybe so that you can clear them, or you can get some sort of clarity and have some sort of reassessment as well in what truly brings you joy versus emotional intensity. Some of you might also reconnect with your children. If you haven't seen them in a while, especially, you might get to spend some more time with them and things like that. Whereas others of you maybe are going to go back to some sort of old hobby or creative skill or business idea that you've had in the past that you want to materialize it again under this energy. Now, Venus will continue to move back into the sky, into your fourth house, and your attention is going to be turned into your family relationships and your home environment, encouraging a lot of you to heal old emotional patterns and redefine what comfort and belonging really means to you. Some of you will have maybe a family member moving back with you, maybe a mother-in-law, father-in-law, or it could be that maybe you're going to have a child moving back with you, or you might simply maybe finish a reconstruction project maybe at home that you left behind, and now Venus in your fourth house is wanting you to like finish that out. Some of you might also be able to discover some sort of secret in your family dynamic as well that can be, surprising but also life-changing too, because this is in a square to your first house, so it is going to affect you in your identity as well. So this is what I have for you, my dear Cancers, for 2026. Of course, is a very eventful year. It's a year that is going to maybe bring a lot of financial windfalls. I would say, I feel like that's the biggest emphasis here. Financial windfalls, especially if you make money through other people's money. If you work on commission, on bonuses, you can get a lot of money your way. But yeah. Okay, so please remember to hit that notification button because I'm posting a lot of videos for 2026. And if you want to show some support, you can share this video with other people. You can like, subscribe, comment down below. I always read the comments. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Dear Leo suns, moons, and risings, in 2026, you're definitely going to have a year of profound redefinition of your personal identity. And this can come through work, through your relationships, and also through power dynamics that you may have with other people. We're going to begin the year with a very powerful stellium, which is happening in the sign of Capricorn. Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun are all going to be together here in the first 20 days in your sixth house. And it's going to place a lot of emphasis on your work routines, on your physical health, and daily responsibilities too. A lot of you might take on a lot of responsibilities at work. Your workload can be a little higher here. You might need to restructure your entire schedule. Whereas others of you, if you don't have a job, maybe you need to address some sort of health issue that requires a lot of discipline and consistency and being down to earth as well. Some of you, if you have a career and a job, you might be able to accept a new role that is going to require you to be highly organized, to set boundaries maybe with coworkers, or to improve some sort of efficiency in your immediate environment. And Mars here is very powerful. It's going to add a lot of pressure and urgency, and it's going to give a lot of you the responsibility that you need to be able to redefine your entire character. You're going to show up in your day-to-day life with a lot more clarity, with a sense of urgency, and wanting to really make things happen. Now, as planets move into the sky, they're going to go into the sign of Aquarius by the end of January and throughout February, and they're going to activate your seventh house. All of these planets are going to form conjunctions with Pluto, and they're going to dramatically intensify your relationship dynamics. A lot of you might be able to form or dissolve a significant partnership, whether it be romantic or business or legal. Some of you might enter a committed relationship that maybe challenges your sense of control, whereas others of you might have to confront power struggles, maybe with a spouse, with a business partner, or a close client. These experiences here with these planets in the seventh house are going to expose patterns around dominance, equality, and trust, and they're going to make you be clear about your one-on-one relationships with other people, and to kind of understand what you or the other person needs to transform within themselves so that you can stay in this relationship, legal relationship or romantic one, or you can just completely dissolve it. Then we're going to have the solar eclipse in Aquarius in February in your seventh house that can really mark a turning point in your one-on-one relationships that this powerful conjunction initially started. This can show up as maybe taking a relationship to the next level. For some of you, Leos, I can really see you getting engaged or married in 2026. And then for others of you, if you've been in a marriage or relationship that hasn't been serving you, then you might have the dissolving of it. Some of you might be able to enter business contracts, or others of you might have to separate yourselves from them because they are not supporting you in your personal identity. A lot of you Leos maybe will decide to commit yourself to someone or something in a way that reshapes your identity, even if you do not fully understand the long-term results of this partnership. So this eclipse here can really bring fitted encounters that are going to alter and change the way how you relate to other people. And then we're going to have the lunar eclipse in Virgo in March in your second house, highlighting issues of money, of self-worth, and personal resources. A lot of you might be able to make money through the personal talents that you have, or you might go back to an old skill or hobby that you used to have before that produced some sort of income for you. And as you do so, of course, you're going to receive more money your way. Others of you, if you've been working on some financial endeavor that maybe has not been financially rewarding, you might decide to completely let go of it so that you can make more room for something that is more valuable to you. Some of you Leos might complete a budgeting process here. You might renegotiate your salary, or you might confront beliefs about your personal values that have been limiting your self-confidence. At the same time, you might be able to get some promotion here, or maybe you might change your job, or change the contracts that you have to sign to be able to maybe earn more money, and therefore increase your personal income. By the end of June, Jupiter is going to move in Leo in your first house and is going to definitely bring a lot of protection your way. But initially, as Jupiter moves here, is going to be in an opposition to Pluto in your seventh house. So again, there's going to be some tension here between your personal growth and relational demands. Some of you may really feel this surge of independence and self-expression. And you might realize maybe partners or clients are keeping you locked or are keeping you stuck in one certain situation, and you might need to be smart to be able to have some sort of compromise here. This energy can also highlight power struggles with authority figures, or power struggles with your spouse or with your significant other. And if you're not in a relationship or marriage, again, it can be a business partnership or some sort of agreement that you have with someone as well. Some of you are going to want to pursue maybe a personal rebrand here or a completely new direction, but there can be a relationship that really requires negotiation and shared decision making. A lot of you are going to maybe embrace a new version of you, of your identity, that is more intimidating, that is more truthful, more authentic, just like a Pluto would want you to do. And you're not going to accept anything else besides true authenticity in whatever you do, in whatever business partnership you make. or romantic relationship as well. As Jupiter moves into your first house, it's going to bring a lot of empowerment your way. It's going to bring a lot of clarity about your personal values and your entire life direction. So it's definitely going to be a very, very profound shift for you, Leos. And then we're going to have the nodes shifting signs. The North Node will enter Aquarius in your 7th house in the month of July, and the South Node into Leo in your 1st house. So you're going to have new karmic situations happening here. You're going to learn that a lot of growth can come from learning to cooperate with people, to listen, to have some sort of mutual respect. And then the South Node in your 1st house will help a lot of you release excessive self-focus or ego that is blocking you. So I feel like a lot of Leos are going to have this profound inner change that we've never seen before, because you're going to let go of that ego. You're going to let go of the shadow side of Leo. A lot of you are going to understand that collaborating with people will bring more benefits your way. It's going to make your life more easier. And at the same time, you have to embrace authentic relationships with others, whether romantic or business relationships or partnerships, because that's how you're going to grow. And a lot of you maybe might decide to let your partner to take the spotlight with the energy here, and you might realize that true strength can really come from interdependence rather than being dominant. The August eclipses will further emphasize this shift. There's going to be eclipse in Leo in your 1st house that is going to bring a major identity reset. You're going to learn a lot of lessons in that first part of 2026. So therefore, this eclipse here is manifesting these things, is bringing a new identity. A lot of you will even decide to change your appearance, to change the way how you dress, to get a tattoo, to change your hair color, or whatever you can do for your physical body. And then others of you might simply decide to step into a new role or to make a bold personal declaration about who you are becoming as a person. In August, we're going to have also the eclipse in Pisces in your 8th house that is going to bring a lot of developments around shared finances, intimacy, or emotional vulnerability. Some of you might decide to merge resources here, maybe to end a financial entanglement or to experience a deep emotional release that is going to transform how you trust other people and how you relate with other people as well. Toward the end of the year, Venus is also going retrograde in October and November in the sign of Scorpio and in Libra, putting a lot of emphasis initially in your emotional foundations and then in your communication patterns. A lot of you, dear Leos, are going to involve revisiting with family relationships, dealing maybe with home or property matters, or you might heal some sort of old emotional wound that is connected to your sense of belonging. And as Venus moves back into your 3rd house, attention will shift to how you communicate love and fairness in your daily interactions. And Venus here is definitely going to encourage you to soften your tone, to maybe revisit important conversations, and to restore balance in relationships through dialogue. A lot of you might have the opportunity to relocate to a place that you used to live in before. And as you do so, your immediate environment is going to change, but you're going to hang out with the people that you used to hang out with. Obviously, there's a case for just a few of you, but can definitely be a scenario. And then others of you might have this inner reinvention, a lot of healing within you that is going to then reflect and manifest in the way how you communicate with other people in your day-to-day life. This is what I have for you, my dear Leos, for 2026 summary of these astrology predictions for the year. Please remember to hit that notification button to be notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I've already posted a lot of videos for this year. Please make sure to check them out yourself, all of them, so that you can get a better and deeper understanding of all of these transits one by one. I wish you the best of luck, my dear Leos, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Virgo suns, moons, and risings. 2026, of course, holds profound shifts and changes that are going to be happening in everybody's lives. But for you, the focus is going to be in your personal joy, in your work, in your health, and your personal identity as well. We're going to start the year with a very powerful stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun that are going to be all aligned in the sign of Capricorn in your fifth house. And during the first 20 days of January, your focus is going to be towards your creativity, towards romance, and self expression as well. A lot of you Virgos are going to maybe commit seriously to a creative project, to a business venture, to a risky investment, or you may be taking romantic relationships more seriously. Some of you are going to be involved with children, or your perspective about kids can be changed as well. Others of you maybe are going to be able to spend more time with your children around this time if you have them. Maybe you spend some time together and to be able to deepen the relationship that you have with each other. Others of you maybe are going to decide to turn a hobby into something more structured. You might be able to launch a creative business or training that is going to bring your spirit of competition and ambition into the surface. Mars here in the sign of Capricorn can bring a lot of drive and urgency and can give you the clarity and the discipline that you need to be able to do all of these things. Now, as these planets continue in the sky, they're going to move into the sign of Aquarius at the end of January and throughout February, and it's going to activate your sixth house. All these planets are going to form conjunctions with Pluto. Therefore, they're going to bring some sort of intensity here in your day-to-day life, in your work routines, in your health, in the way how you serve to other people. A lot of you Virgos are going to maybe do some sort of a major restructuring of your daily life. You might even change your job, or you might simply alter your schedule so that you can take on some sort of new responsibilities. Some of you, if you have a job or career, you might be able to change it completely or take on new responsibilities that are going to bring you more empowerment in your day-to-day life. Some of you might even have to confront a health issue that requires some deep lifestyle changes. Some of you are even going to eliminate inefficient habits or addictions that you might have so that you can begin some sort of wellness program or regimen that is going to bring a lot of discipline your way. Pluto's influence here suggests that a lot of superficial fixes are not enough, so you are going to be asked to transform the systems that support your life on a day-to-day basis. And then we're going to have a solar eclipse in Aquarius in February in your sixth house, which is really going to re-emphasize all of these themes. It's going to have a lot of you have some sort of reset around work and health. And if you didn't take action in the first few months, then you are really going to, quote unquote, be forced to make some sort of alignments and shifts in your day-to-day routine or in your physical health. For some of you, this can really show up as starting the new job that maybe you initiated in the first part of January and February, and then others of you maybe you're going to leave behind an unhealthy work environment and you're going to push forward so that you can take care of your physical body and be in an environment that supports you in your mental health as well. Some of you might even adopt new routines that are going to feel faded or unavoidable, and the eclipse here is really going to set the tone for some new lifestyle that is going to be supportive of your daily responsibilities and your personal self-care as well. It could be that something can also be happening in the life of one of your loved ones in a way that you have to serve them more. You have to be there for them on your day-to-day life. And then we're going to have a lunar eclipse in March in the sign of Virgo in your first house, which of course puts you in the center of attention. Here, a lot of you Virgos are going to have some sort of powerful moment of personal revelation. And this can really manifest as a change in your identity, in your appearance, or self-concept as well. Some of you might recognize that the version of yourself that you've been presenting to the world no longer fits, and it's going to lead to decisions that align your outer life with your inner truth. A lot of you maybe are going to make changes to your appearance. Maybe you're going to change your closet, you're going to change your clothes, you're going to get a tattoo, change your hairstyle, and things like that. The eclipse here can often bring emotional clarity, and it can really prompt you to release old roles and step into a more authentic version of yourself. By the end of June, Jupiter is going to move into Leo in your 12th house and is going to expand themes of rest, of healing, and retreat. but it's going to be in an opposition to Pluto in your sixth house. So again, there's going to be some sort of highlighted tension between productivity and the need for withdrawal. For some of you, this can look like feeling pulled between daily obligations and the desire to maybe step back and recover, or even travel and go on vacations. And then for others of you, you might be successful at work, but at the same time, you may realize that you need to rest more. You need to take care of your mental health, maybe reduce hours, or at least invest on some sort of therapy or spiritual practices that can really help you spiritually as well. The opposition here is not going to last forever. It's going to be for a little bit. Maybe we're going to feel it in July, but it's really going to ask you to honor your day-to-day routine, and honor the things that are material that you can see in your day-to-day life, just as much as you have to value your mental health and things that you can't see, your spiritual world, the need to rest and retreat as well. This year we're going to have also the North Node shifting signs, and in July, we're going to have the North Node entering Aquarius in your 6th house, and the South Node moving into Leo in your 12th house. So the karmic lessons here become even clearer. The North Nodes here are going to bring a lot of growth through your sustainable daily routines and by being of service in practical ways, while at the same time, the South Node is going to encourage releasing escapism or self-sacrifice that is not healthy, that undermines your well-being. So some of you are going to have to choose consistency over chaos. You're going to choose to ask for help instead of relying only on yourself, and you're going to recognize that support sometimes is really healthy for you as well. A lot of you maybe are going to again have some sort of change in your career, in your job, maybe more responsibilities, or you might shift the environment that you're working at. Maybe you're going to stay in the same company but change teams, for example. And then others of you are going to feel very inspired to maybe take care of your physical body and your physical health, like I already mentioned, in a way that now you kind of don't have a choice anymore, because when the nodes get involved, things become a bit more faded. The August eclipses are also going to deepen this process, because we're going to have an eclipse in Leo in your 12th house that can bring a period of closure, such as maybe ending a long chapter of isolation, of releasing subconscious fears, or concluding a healing process. I remember when I had the eclipse in the 12th house, it was so healing for me. Even though it was a North Node eclipse, but with a South Node here, it's even more powerful when it comes to releasing things that don't serve you anymore. A lot of you Virgos are maybe going to also let go of generational karma, and you might decide to maybe change your religion as well, or your spiritual practices too. By the end of August, we're also going to have another eclipse, but in the sign of Pisces in your 7th house, that is going to bring profound shifts in your partnerships. So a lot of you under this energy might enter a new relationship, or you might redefine an existing one. And then if you're not in a relationship or marriage, then this can be related to legal contracts and agreements that maybe you have to let go of so that you can make space for a new one. You're going to understand that your growth requires setting boundaries and expectations with other people. Therefore, there could be situations that are going to require you to be very smart and intelligent when it comes to your long-term relationships and contracts as well. Now, towards the end of the year, Venus is going to go retrograde. This is in October and November. It's going to move through Scorpio in your 3rd house, and then Libra in your 2nd house. And initially, it's going to prompt reflection on communication of values and finances. For a lot of you, this can look like revisiting conversations with siblings or colleagues, maybe rethinking how you express affection or honesty, or you might need to renegotiate financial agreements. For others of you, you might maybe revisit old neighbors that you used to live close to at some point. Others of you might decide to reuse an old car that maybe you haven't used in a long time. And then others of you might just decide to do some local travels, go to a city nearby or a park, or some place that you used to hang out in before. Now, as Venus moves back into your second house, it's going to bring your attention to your self-worth and material security, and it's going to encourage you to align your values with what you truly need and deserve as well. Some of you might have to renegotiate some sort of promotion. You might need to renegotiate some sort of salary under this energy. And then for others of you, you might use a talent or go back to a talent or hobby of yours that you used to have to be able to make more money for yourself. This is what I have for you, my dear Virgos, for 2026 summary of energies for the 12 zodiac signs. Please remember to hit that notification button so that you can get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Libra suns, moons, and risings. 2026 is going to be a year in which emotional roots, creative expression, and personal identity are going to be deeply restructured for you. We're going to begin the year with a powerful stellium of Mars, Venus, which is your chart ruler, Mercury, and the Sun, all in the sign of Capricorn in your fourth house. And we're going to feel this energy the most the first 20 days of January. This is placing a strong emphasis on your home, on your family, and emotional foundations. For a lot of you, this can look like dealing maybe with family responsibilities. Some of you might have to restructure your living situation, or you may be making long-term decisions about property or relocation as well. Some of you might be inspired to renovate your home or to organize it, and then others of you can make like a more drastic decision, such as moving in with a partner or moving out, or having to confront some sort of unresolved family dynamics that have been influencing your sense of security. Mars here is very powerful, and it's going to bring some sort of urgency and sometimes some sort of potential conflict, but that is there so that you can make powerful decisions so that you can improve your family situation. As these planets move into Aquarius at the end of January and throughout February, they're going to activate your fifth house and also form conjunctions with Pluto. So the shift here is going to be from your private matters into your creative expression, into romance, children, personal risk as well. For some of you, this can look like making some sort of financial decision regarding risky investment. Some of you can have some sort of financial windfall here. Others of you might have some sort of intense creative awakening that is going to maybe spark some sort of business venture or some sort of project that can be, again, risky, but that can bring a lot of fulfillment for your heart. Others of you, there might be a powerful romantic connection that forms here, or there could be a deep reevaluation of how you seek joy and validation. Again, you might become deeply invested in some creative project that can feel very transformative, or you might enter a romantic situation that challenges your comfort zone and helps you heal in your like deeper psychological side, and in a way that you can release your personal fears. Pluto's involvement here suggests that maybe surface level pleasure is no longer enough, so what you create and love must really feel meaningful and authentic as well. If you have any children, you might have some sort of transformation in your relationship to them in a way that can feel more bonding, and you can feel like the relationship is getting even deeper together. Then we're going to have a solar eclipse in Aquarius in February in your fifth house. And this is going to act as a reset around creativity, romance, and self-expression. A lot of you, again, you have a lot of emphasis here. So this may show up as the beginning or ending of a significant love affair, or it can be the launch of that creative project that you felt so inspired about. Then for others of you, this can be a decision related to your children. So some of you might really take a risk that can feel fated. You might feel inspired to publicly share your work, especially if you are into doing creative things. Some of you Libras can even fall in love unexpectedly, or spend time with somebody that is going to change your entire life perspective. So this can be very powerful and very joyful too, because the fifth house is a happy house. Some of you are maybe going to be inspired to go out more, to hang out with your friends, to go and entertain yourselves, go to bars, have more fun, bring more joy, and have more joy in your life as well. Then in the month of March, we're going to have the lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo in your 12th house. And this one will bring a lot of closure and emotional release for a lot of you Libras, this can really manifest as ending a long cycle of stress, of burnout, or hidden anxiety. And you might really step away from a draining situation. Others of you might enter therapy, or you may finally process emotions that you've been carrying quietly. This eclipse here often works behind the scenes, but it can really help you release subconscious patterns that have limited your ability to fully enjoy life. By the end of June, Jupiter is going to move into Leo. And of course, this is one of the most impactful transits that we have in 2026. Jupiter now is going to enter your 11th house and is going to help you expand your social world, friendships, and long term goals. But initially, it's going to be in an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius in your 5th house. Therefore, it can create a little bit of tension between group expectations or long term goals and personal creative desires. Some of you may really be invited into new communities or collaborative projects while also feeling the need to protect your individuality and create some sort of personal autonomy. You might have the opportunity to join a group or organization that offers opportunity and visibility, but at the same time, you may realize that you need to set boundaries to avoid losing your personal voice or passion. And then for others of you, this can look like wanting to be in the social group or wanting to spend more time with your friends, but maybe there is responsibilities with your children that is kind of not letting you do so if you have kids. And then for others of you, it could be that you maybe have this big dream about what you want to be achieving, but at the same time, Pluto in the 5th house is telling you that you have to have some sort of transformation when it comes to your creative skills, your creative abilities. Like there is a need to maybe rebrand yourself or rebrand your entire business. So you have to not resist it, because that's how Pluto can empower you. Another powerful transit in this year is going to be the nodes shifting from Pisces and Virgo into Aquarius and Leo. And this is going to be happening in July. The North Node is going to enter your 5th house and the South Node your 11th house. So the karmic theme here can become clear. There could be a lot of growth that is going to come from reclaiming joy, creativity, and personal expression, or by spending more time with your children. And then the South Node is going to ask you to release over-identification with group approval or social roles. So if you've been holding like a fake, maybe representation of who you are as a person, this transit here is going to make you understand that you are powerful and strong in your creative skills and abilities, and you don't need approval from others. You don't need validation. You are already whole. And this is very powerful lesson, especially for Libras, since you always want to like make other people feel comfortable, and sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself to do so. Some of you might take more creative skill risks here, and others of you, maybe you may choose love and passion even if it means disappointing certain people, maybe your friends or communities too. August eclipses are going to further activate this axis. The eclipse in Leo in your 11th house in August can bring changes within friendships or group affiliations. Some of you may leave a community, an organization, a job, or you might simply redefine your role in a team. Others of you are going to maybe achieve a long-held goal that is going to completely shift your social priorities and the way how other people see you. And then by the end of August, the eclipse in Pisces in your 6th house is going to highlight work and health routines. You might change jobs again or have some sort of changes in your responsibilities. Some of you may need to adjust your schedule, or you might need to address a health issue that requires more compassion and balance in your day-to-day life. So everything, remember, happens for a reason. Some of you might even have to serve somebody else, help them. Maybe they're sick, so they're going to become part of your day-to-day life. Now, towards the end of the year, Venus is going to go retrograde in October and November. And of course, Venus retrogrades impact you drastically because it rules you. But this is going to be happening in your 2nd house and then in your 1st house. there's going to be some sort of reevaluation of values, of finances, and self-image, my dear Libras. Some of you are going to revisit financial decisions. Maybe you're going to reassess what you truly value, or you may confront issues around self-worth. As Venus goes here in the second house, it's also going to give you opportunities to maybe make money through your old talents. Some of you are going to maybe go back to a job that you used to have, or a role that you used to have, that maybe is going to bring some sort of financial decision making here. And then for others of you, it could simply be that maybe you spend money into things that are going to help you in your self-confidence that you used to spend money on before. Now, as Venus continues to retrograde, is going to re-enter your first house, and of course, it makes you super powerful here. The attention turns to how you present yourself and what kind of relationships you attract, and this transit is going to encourage you to redefine beauty, harmony, and balance on your own terms. Venus here is going to give some sort of rebirth when it comes to your identity, when it comes to your appearance, your physical body, the way how you interact with other people, and the way how they see you too. Some of you maybe are going to go back to doing some sort of treatment, maybe spa, maybe surgeries, something that is going to bring a lot of beauty in your physical body, in your physical appearance. Yeah, so this is what I have for you, my dear Libras, for 2026. I wish you the best of luck. Please remember to hit that notification button to get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. If you want to show some support for my work, you can like, subscribe, and share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from this. I wish you a lot of luck, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Scorpio suns, moons, and risings. 2026 is going to bring a lot of opportunities and changes your way that are going to change your home dynamics, your relationship with the people that you live with. Some of you are going to have shifts and changes in your goals and long-term dreams that you have, whereas others of you are going to have career shifts. Let me start chronologically from the beginning. We're going to start the year with a very powerful stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun, all in the sign of Capricorn in your third house. And you're going to have a lot of focus here when it comes to communication with other people. Some of you might have something being communicated to you in a way that completely shifts your whole perspective. It changes your life dynamics. It changes your day-to-day life. You may be dealing with important conversations that can even carry long-term consequences. There could be negotiations around work, around contracts, relocation, or commitments that involve siblings or close contacts as well. Some of you might be even able to maybe buy a car, or you might need to commute more often in the first 20 days of January. Your words here can carry more authority than usual, and you may find yourself needing to think carefully before you speak, because what you say now can really set events in motions the entire rest of the year. And why I say that is you're going to see here in a few minutes. This can be a time when practical decisions, maybe paperwork or strategic planning, is very important in your day-to-day life. And you may feel mentally busy, but also purpose-driven. And you may also be aware that you are laying groundwork for something very important to come later. Now, as the last days of January arrive, all these planets are going to now move into the sign of Aquarius, which can dramatically shift things for you. All these planets are going to be in a conjunction to Pluto, and therefore this period can coincide with powerful changes in your living situation or family dynamics. For a lot of Scorpio people, this will mark the beginning of a profound emotional reset. Some of you will have to move. You may radically alter your home environment, or you may have to confront long-standing family patterns involving control, obligation, or emotional secrecy. The solar eclipse in Aquarius in February intensifies this process, and it's going to open a brand new chapter in how you define safety and belonging as well. Something in your private life can really begin to feel irreversible, such as maybe choosing independence from family expectations or creating a non traditional home structure. Some of you might feel emotionally detached from a past version of yourself that maybe was shaped by early conditioning. Others of you might have to relocate, to move, to maybe restructure your home, make changes, redesign it. Or you might discover some secret regarding your family as well. In March, the lunar eclipse in Virgo in your 11th house is going to bring some sort of culmination related to friendships, networks, or long term goals that you have as a person. Some of you may realize that certain social circles or collective ambitions no longer align with the person you are becoming. And this awareness can feel sobering rather than dramatic. Relationships based on obligation, on utility, or outdated ideals can quietly fall away, and they may allow you to refine your version for the future. This eclipse here also encourages a lot of you to be more selective about who you invest your energy in and to let go of goals that once seemed practical but now feel empty or misaligned. By the end of June, when Jupiter enters Leo in your 10th house and opposes Pluto in Aquarius in your 4th house, there's going to be some tension between your career expansion and private life that can really become impossible to ignore. Professional opportunities may grow rapidly here, bringing visibility, leadership, or recognition, yet they may also demand sacrifices that affect your home life or emotional stability. A lot of you may feel pulled between ambition and the need to maybe protect your inner world, especially if family matters or housing issues resurface just as your public role expands. This opposition here is going to ask a lot of you Scorpios to confront whether success is empowering you or controlling you, and whether your professional path really supports a life that you're trying to build behind the scenes. A lot of you are going to be prompted to maybe relocate due to job opportunities, due to work. Others of you could be that some sort of situation in your home can become visible. Other people may see it as well. A lot of you might have some sort of change or transformation at home that can catch the eye of the others because Jupiter now is in your 10th house, the most visible house of your chart. For others of you, maybe you're getting a promotion, maybe you're climbing the ladder when it comes to your career, and therefore there needs to be some changes and transformation in your home environment so that you can accommodate that new role that you're getting. In July, the shift of the lunar nodes into Aquarius and Leo marks a karmic turning point. And the North Node now is guiding you towards the 4th house, and the South Node is releasing patterns from the 10th. So, over the following months, a lot of you are going to be encouraged to maybe move away from defining yourself through status, through achievement, or external validation, and you're going to move towards creating emotional security on your own terms. A lot of you might consciously step back from roles that require constant performance and instead prioritize a life that feels stable, private, and internally aligned. And even if it doesn't look impressive from the outside, you're still going to decide to take this kind of path. Others of you are going to maybe bond even more with your family members. Maybe you're going to decide to reconcile with a family member of yours, or you're going to be very focused on family dynamics that maybe were exposed in the first part of the year, and now you are being asked to maybe make certain changes or to try to build certain relationship at home as well. August brings two eclipses that are going to reinforce this entire reorientation, with one in Leo in your 10th house and the other in Pisces in your 5th house. The Leo eclipse can really mark a decisive shift in your career path, such as stepping into a leadership role or leaving a public position, and you might be redefining what success means to you. On the other hand, the Pisces eclipse in the 5th house simultaneously opens your heart to creativity, romance, or self expression, and it's going to remind you that joy, love, and inspiration are not luxuries but necessities. In the 5th house here, a lot of you are going to be inspired to improve and fix your relationships with your children as well, or there could be something meaningful happening in their life that is going to impact you as well. Together, these two eclipses will suggest that your professional identity must now make room for passion, for play, and emotional vulnerability. Others of you, if you don't have a job, then you're going to embrace life more and be more excited, have more fun, be more joyful, go out more, entertain yourselves more, so that you can feel more fulfilled and happy in your personal heart. In October and November, Venus is moving retrograde, and first it's going to be in Scorpio in your first house, and then in Libra in your 12th house. So here, Venus is going to turn your attention inward to questions of self-worth, of attraction, and emotional truth. This often can bring the need to reevaluate how you present yourself and how you allow others to love you. Past relationships or unresolved emotional themes may resurface, not necessarily to be revived, but to be understood and released as well. A lot of you may feel drawn to maybe make changes to your physical appearance, to start wearing something that you used to wear before and then you stopped for a while, whereas others of you are going to really reflect on who you are and the entire life direction that you want to be taking, and maybe how 2026 has been for you by this time. Now, as Venus moves into your 12th house, you may feel drawn to solitude, to therapy, or spiritual practices, as you try to clear lingering attachments and you try to reclaim your sense of magnetism on your own terms as well. In the 12th house, some of you might have the opportunity to travel internationally, or you might just go on a vacation or some sort of retreat that is going to bring a lot of healing your way. Some of you will be inspired to heal your generational traumas, or to end some cycles that have been heavy when it comes to your own karma or to your own heart. And as Venus moves forward and moves direct and goes back into your first house, it's going to help you give a completely different version of yourself and be enforced in your own personality and identity, and even reinvent yourself in a very powerful way. This is what I have for you, my dear Scorpios, for 2026. Please remember to hit that notification button so that you can get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Sagittarius, suns, moons, and risings. 2026 is going to be a year that will reshape your relationship with money, with your inner voice, and your entire belief systems. We're going to start the year with a very powerful stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun all aligned in the sky in the sign of Capricorn in your second house. And it's going to bring an intense focus on finances, on self-worth, and material stability. A lot of you will have some serious attention to income, to budgeting, to debt, to savings, or salary negotiations. You may take decisive action to secure your financial future, such as renegotiating pay, maybe starting a more reliable income stream, or cutting expenses with a long-term plan in mind. Emotionally, a lot of you are redefining what you truly value, and the spirit can highlight where you may have been undervaluing yourself, your skills, your talents, or maybe where you have been over-attaching your worth to external security. We're going to feel this energy the most on the first 20 days of January, and then as planets continue in the sky, they're all going to move into the sign of Aquarius the last 10 days of January, and then in February as well. So as planets move here, they're going to be in a conjunction to Pluto, and your focus is going to shift from material concerns to the power of the mind and the voice. This can be a period of deep mental transformation where the way you think, speak, and process information begins to change. You may engage in intense conversations, you may confront difficult truths, or you may become involved in research and writing or learning that challenges your existing assumptions. Relationships with siblings, neighbors, or colleagues can become more complex. Sometimes they can bring power struggles here too, or revelations that permanently alter communication patterns. The solar eclipse in Aquarius in February accelerates this process by initiating a new chapter in how you express yourself, potentially prompting a new course of study, maybe a writing project or a media platform if you are into that, or a commitment to simply speaking your truth more boldly and honestly. A lot of you might also have opportunities to travel locally, or you might decide to buy a new car. Moving forward in March, we're going to have the lunar eclipse in Virgo in your 10th house, and this will bring a professional culmination here, or some sort of turning point. Something in your career reaches a moment of clarity, of completion, or release. You may be inspired to maybe leave a role that no longer aligns with your values, or it could be the opposite, to where you receive some sort of recognition for some sort of long-term effort, and therefore you step into a more authoritative role or leadership role. You might realize that a particular professional path is not sustainable for you anymore, or at the same time, you might get some increased visibility too. So it works on both ways with eclipses. They bring things into our lives and they also remove things into our lives. It could be that 6 months after this eclipse, you might leave a job, but at the same time, you find a new one. And therefore, you're going to have your public identity shaped in a way that brings more visibility for you. By the end of June, Jupiter is going to enter Leo in your ninth house, and it's going to be in an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius in your third, bringing here a powerful tension that can be emerging between your desire for expansive experiences and the need to transform how you think and communicate. Some of you could feel simply torn between traveling domestically or locally, or internationally under these energies, but there can be a lot of opportunities for travel, for higher education, for publishing or teachings. A lot of you are going to step into a more confident expression of your personal beliefs. At the same time, due to the Pluto's presence, some of you may face intense debates. Maybe there is a need to address legal matters or information overload that challenge your personal certainty. This can look like maybe preparing for international travel while having to negotiate contracts, or navigating ideological conflicts and realizing at the same time that maybe your old belief systems do not support your growth anymore. So this energy here can be very like mental, but at the same time, it can bring changes and shifts when it comes to your personal knowledge and your point of view of life. In July, the shift of the lunar nodes into Aquarius and Leo mark a karmic redirection, because we're going to have the North Node in your third house, encouraging you to cultivate curiosity, to be adaptable, to listen actively, to maybe travel locally, to connect with your friends that live nearby, with your neighbors, with your siblings. A lot of you under this energy might even relocate, and with the North Node in your third house, now you're getting to know your new neighborhood, your new environment. Your commute could be a little different here too. At the same time, the South Node in your ninth house asks you to release beliefs that also no longer serve you anymore. Maybe your focus is going to go from traveling internationally to staying nearby and exploring new cities. For others of you, if you have been wanting to get into a educational institution, maybe you're going to get some news around this time, that maybe you're going to be accepted, and therefore your immediate environment is going to be changing, because maybe you're relocating for school, to attend school, let's say. Whereas for others of you, it could be the other way around. Maybe if you've been wanting to get into a higher institutional, when it comes to education, you might not be accepted, and therefore you're going to embrace some sort of skill or licensing or certification, so that you can enhance your skills and improve your knowledge. August brings two other eclipses that will deepen this narrative. with one in Leo in your ninth house and another one in Pisces in your fourth. So Leo here can mark a decisive shift in your beliefs, in your education, travel plans, legal matters, citizenship, green card, residency cards. Others of you might be completing a degree, maybe changing your field of study, or simply redefining your spiritual or philosophical look. The Pisces eclipse, on the other hand, that is happening by the end of August is going to bring some sort of emotional development around home, family, often highlighting the need for compassion, healing, closure with your private life. Again, some of you are going to be moving, or you might simply reconnect with family members. You might be able to travel to your home country, hometown, and release emotional patterns tied to your upbringing, creating a more nurturing foundation for your future growth. And then moving forward in October and November, Venus is going retrograde through Scorpio in your 12th house and then Libra in your 11th house, turning your attention to hidden emotional patterns and the quality of your social connections. During this period, a lot of you may reflect on past relationships, maybe unspoken desires or unresolved grief. And you may prefer solitude or introspection to social activity. A lot of you at the same time are going to maybe want to travel internationally, to retreat, to go to a place that you have been there before, or you might be able to release some sort of generational trauma that is going to feel healing to the core. You're going to feel that joy and harmony in your heart, in your soul, because this is Venus. It makes things a little smoother for you. Now, as Venus moves back into Libra in that retrograde motion, friendships and group dynamics can come under review, and they're going to prompt you to reassess which alliances truly support your values. Old friends may reappear here, or you may realize that certain social commitments no longer feel balanced, or you may feel like certain friends or certain people don't support you in your long-term goals that you have. Therefore, you need to reassess some sort of friendship here. For others of you, this can look like maybe reassessing, reevaluating the institution that you work at, the company that you work at, the organization that you work at. And as you do so, you might decide to have some sort of change. The 11th house is also the house of your long-term goals and dreams for the future. And with Venus moving here, after that process that you've made with Venus in the 12th, you might decide that your long-term goals need to be changed and shifted. And as Venus moves direct, you're going to have that power and desire to want to turn changes into reality. They go from mental things into materialized things. This is what I have for you, my dear Sagittarians, for 2026 summary. I wish you the best of luck. Remember to please hit that notification button so that you can get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Capricorn suns, moons, and risings. 2026 is a pivotal year of personal reinvention and material empowerment, where changes in identity, in values, and shared resources unfolds in ways that reshape both your inner confidence and your external trajectory. The first 20 days of January are going to be marked by a very powerful stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun in your first house, placing you firmly at the center of events. A lot of you will have this surge of motivation and visibility where you may feel compelled to take charge of your life direction rather than react to circumstances. You may change your appearance, you may assert yourself more directly, or you may initiate plans that reflects a renewed sense of yourself. People may respond more strongly to you during this period, whether through attraction, challenge, or recognition, and you may find yourself setting boundaries or stating intentions that define the tone of the entire year. As the final days of January arrive and these planets move into Aquarius, they're going to enter your second house and all be aligned with Pluto. So the focus now is going to shift from who you are as a person to what you value and how you sustain yourself. The entire process is starting from your identity, from your inner self, and then you're going to manifest a lot of things externally. There's a deeply transformative period here around money, self-worth, and security. You may need to confront financial realities that require decisive action, such as maybe restructuring income streams, renegotiating compensation, or letting go of dependencies that undermine your sense of autonomy. The conjunction with Pluto here suggests that power dynamics around money can come to the surface, possibly involving control, debt, or long standing fears around stability. The solar eclipse in Aquarius in February intensifies this theme by initiating a new financial chapter, which could involve committing to a new business model, to redefining your pricing, or to fundamentally change how you measure your worth beyond material success. In March, the lunar eclipse in Virgo in your ninth house brings some sort of culmination related to your belief systems, to your long distance pursuits. You could have some sort of connection here with a mentor, with somebody that can advise you to make certain decision when it comes to your finances, to your money, to gain some sort of change when it comes to your point of view. And you may gain a lot of clarity here. That is going to help you make the decisions for the rest of the year. If you've been dealing with legal or immigration matters, you might need to have some sort of focus here to address it. Maybe submit documentation, applications, and things like that. If you are in a university, you might be completing a degree around this time. This eclipse here may really prompt you to release beliefs or perfectionist ideals about how your life should unfold, and it's going to allow you to adopt a more practical and service-oriented perspective that is going to support your growth. By the end of June, when Jupiter enters Leo in your 8th house and opposes Pluto in Aquarius in your 2nd house, there can be a lot of tension between personal resources and shared finances. A lot of you will have conversations and power struggles even regarding finances. So if you share finances with somebody else, with your partner or family members, there is a need here to address fairness. Like, are you contributing as much as the other person is, or the other way around? Some of you will have to deal with child support, alimony around this time. Some of you might need to get a loan, or you might need to have some more documentation provided here so that you can get a mortgage, a loan, or you might be able to even pay off a debt. There can be opportunities that may even arise through partnerships, investments, or inheritances. And this energy is really trying to encourage growth through collaboration or some sort of trust. At the same time, the opposition can expose, again, power struggles or imbalances around money. For some of you, it can be about intimacy or dependency in general. So, under this potent energy, a lot of you might end up negotiating joint finances, or you might confront fears and vulnerability regarding power struggles. And this can be very empowering, especially psychologically, but there has to be some sort of conversation here with somebody that you share finances with, or somebody that you are intimate with. In July, we're going to have the famous movement of the nodes that are now going into Aquarius and Leo. And is going to inspire a lot of you Capricorns to build sustainable self-worth and financial independence. With the North Node in your 2nd house, you're going to be encouraged to cultivate your own talents and resources. And then with the South Node in the 8th house, you're going to be invited to release patterns of over-reliance on others or entanglements that drain your energy. I'll tell you this, as a Taurus rising, when the North Node was in my 2nd house, that was the time that I've made the most money in my entire life. And that was through my talents, my personal talents and skills. And at that time, I also was able to never rely anymore on somebody else when it comes to finances. I discovered a lot of talents, a lot of skill set in myself that changed my entire belief system about what I can achieve as a person. And even though you might not have exactly the same theme as me, the North Node in the 2nd house definitely allows for a lot of awareness in your ability to make money and to sustain yourself financially. At the same time, you're going to be releasing dependency on other people, whether it is financial or emotional as well. Others of you under this energy might need to release patterns of secrets, instead of lying. Let's say if you're somebody that lies, you're going to let go of those things and you're going to be more truthful in your communications with others. And as you do so, you're going to see your values shift. You're going to see your higher standards manifest in your material world. At the same time, this can even translate into more finances and money for yourselves. A lot of you Capricorns might also be inspired to multiply your streams of income. You might get a promotion under this energy, make more money, and of course, it's going to be long lasting. You have about 1 year and a half to make these things happen. August is going to bring two eclipses that will further activate these themes, with one in Leo in your 8th house and another one in Pisces in your 3rd house. The Leo eclipse can mark that decisive moment in your shared financial arrangements or intimate bonds. Some of you, again, might want to end a financial dependency. You may be resolving debt, paying off cards, mortgages, or you could simply be deepening trust within a partnership. You might have those difficult conversations, one-on-one conversations about trust and about honesty and things like that. The end of the month will bring the eclipse in the sign of Pisces in your 3rd house, which highlights shifts in communication, in learning, or relationships with siblings and close contacts, often encouraging compassion, creativity, and emotional expression in your day-to-day interactions. Some of you might be able to buy a car under this energy. You might go into these travels, local travels, go to nearby cities, parks, places that bring you relaxation. And then if you are into writing or into social media, you may begin a project under this energy, or it could be that you are gaining a lot of spotlight here. You might be launching something too in the social media world. Now, moving forward, in October and November, Venus is going retrograde through Scorpio in your 11th house and then Libra in your 10th house, and is going to prompt a reevaluation of your social networks and professional alliances. Under this energy, a lot of you will be able to reconnect with your old friends. You might be able to go out with your old colleagues. You might be able to revisit the company or organization that you used to work for before. Others of you might go back to old goals and dreams that you've had for your life. So there is a need to reevaluate a lot of things, and you're going to gain a lot of clarity as Venus moves direct into this area of the sky. But Venus is first going to go retrograde into Libra as well in your 10th house. So your public image and career relationships are going to come under review. And there is definitely going to be an opportunity to realign your professional path with your authentic desires and to restore some sort of balance in how you present yourself to the world. A lot of you will be able to go back to an old career path, or you might connect with an old authority figure, or you might be able to go back to a job that you used to work at or a similar role because you feel like that was the right path for you. So as you do so and Venus moves direct in the sky, all these realizations are going to start manifesting externally. Of course, there is a lot of potential opportunity here for visibility, spotlight. A lot of you can gain some sort of fame with Venus in this area of the sky. Or it could be that you have some sort of financial reward that other people see as well. This is what I have for you, my dear Capricorns, for 2026. Please remember to hit that notification button to get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I'm posting a lot of them for 2026. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Aquarius suns, moons, and risings. You are going to be the sign with the most impactful events in 2026 because we're going to have powerful alignments in your sign. We have Pluto in Aquarius. We're also going to have eclipses in your sign, and also the North Node is going to move into your 1st house too. But let me start with the chronological order. The first 20 days of January are going to be a little subtle for you. We do have a powerful stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun, all in the sign of Capricorn in your 12th house. But this transit here is going to place you in a deeply introspective and transitional state. A lot of you may be reflecting about where you want your life to be, what direction you want to be taking, where do you want to live, what career you want to have, who you want to be in a relationship with. you're going to feel like you want to withdraw from external demands, and you want to be finishing chapters rather than starting them. Some of you may feel a little tired too, a little reflective and drawn to solitude, but that is only because you feel this powerful energy that something is going to shift for you soon, and it really will in 2026. Around this time, you might attend therapy, or you might practice spirituality so that you can resolve some emotional situations that you've had from the past that might even surface unexpectedly. Some of you are going to end generational karma. Some of you are going to get rid of addictions under this energy. You're going to realize that maybe you've had some sort of addiction or some sort of entanglement when it comes to your karma in this lifetime, and you're going to release it. You're going to let go of it. Now, this is where the fun begins. All these planets are going to move into your first house in the final days of January, the last 10 days, and they're going to be here in the month of February too. So, with these many planets, this stellium entering your first house and forming a conjunction to Pluto as well, the energy is going to shift dramatically. This will mark the beginning of a profound personal transformation where your identity, your appearance, and sense of agency are going to be reborn. You may radically change how you present yourself, how you assert stronger boundaries, and even some of you might even step into leadership roles in a way that is going to feel unavoidable. Encounters with others can become more intense, and power dynamics may surface, forcing a lot of you to claim authority rather than hide from the public eye. Where in February, we're even going to have a solar eclipse in Aquarius that is going to amplify this process. It's going to open a new chapter that will feel fated, such as starting a new role, a new job, a new company. You might either start a new relationship. Some of you may launch a personal project, or you might simply publicly embody a version of yourself that had previously been hidden. So this period of the last part of January and February can be life changing for you, and you're going to come out of it unrecognizable. I feel like a lot of Aquarians are going to make profound shifts and changes that are going to take everybody else by surprise. A lot of you Aquarians are going to decide to relocate, move countries, move states, move cities. Others of you are going to change your career or take on a new role that is going to shift the way how other people view you. And then others of you might let go of an outdated relationship, or you may get into a new one. So big life changes in February. Now in March, we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Virgo in your 8th house, and this one will bring emotional and financial matters to a turning point. This can involve shared resources, debts, inheritances, or deep psychological bonds into the surface. Some of you may confront issues of trust, of dependency, of being vulnerable, and a lot of you may realize where you have been giving more than you have received. So there might be some sort of restructuring of joint finances, maybe some sort of ending an entangling relationship, or reaching a breakthrough in therapy that allows you to release long-held fears or resentments. If there could be some sort of change here also in the finances and resources of your partner, whether it be a business partner or a romantic partner, that is also going to bring some changes for you as well. Some of you Aquarians might get money through other people's resources, child support, alimony, or your spouse money, simply as that. By the end of June, we're going to have Jupiter moving into Leo in your 7th house. And this one is going to be in an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius in your first. So the relationships now take center stage. Partnerships of all kinds will be brought into attention. And there could be opportunities for new commitments, collaborations, or heightened visibility through other people. This opposition, though, will expose imbalances between your need for autonomy and expectations of partners. So, a lot of you under this energy might have some sort of power struggle with your partner, business partner, or romantic partner in a way that you have to balance things out between the two of you. Some of you might even let go of a partner that is not allowing you to be expressive and authentic in yourself. Pluto here transforms things in profound ways, and it can turn a relationship into something that is unrecognizable, that you have never experienced before. So there can be a lot of power struggles, but if something is not serving you anymore, you're definitely going to let it go under this energy. At the same time, though, a lot of you might attract powerful or charismatic people into your life, but that are going to bring a version of yourself that is very authentic and original. They're going to bring this empowered version of yourself into the surface. So these people, through their energy and depth, can mirror that into you in a way that you find your own strength through other people as well. The seventh house is also the house of open enemies, so be careful. There could be power struggles here that can be very much highlighted and even exaggerated too. Now, moving forward in July, we're going to have the shift of the lunar nodes into Aquarius, into your first house again, and the south node into Leo in the seventh house. So with the north node in your first house, you're being guided towards self-definition, courage, authenticity. Again, you are reinventing yourself, rebranding yourself. You have more clarity about who you are and what direction you want to be taking in life. At the same time, the south node in your seventh house asks you to release patterns of over-accommodation or dependence on other people for validation. So this will really feel like reclaiming your life direction, even if it means disappointing others or stepping away from familiar relational dynamics. August now brings two eclipses that crystallize these lessons, with one in Leo in your seventh house and another in Pisces in your second house. The Leo eclipse can coincide with a major relationship event. So whatever has been boiling up for the first part of 2026 is now going to culminate here. You're either going to commit to a partnership or you're going to redefine the terms of a collaboration. Now, for others of you, it can be more dramatic, to where you're ending a relationship that no longer honors your individuality. So a lot of you Aquarians are going to decide to either stay with someone and redefine what you expect from them and what they expect from you, or you might decide to end a relationship and let it go. And this can be very, very empowering for you, because Pluto is in the first house. You have the power. You have the power to redefine yourself. You have the power to rise from the ashes and rebrand yourself over and over. And this eclipse here in your seventh house is giving you the opportunity to decide whether you want to keep someone in your life or not. Now, if some of you are not in a relationship, this can talk about legal agreements, contracts. You can talk about business partnerships that if they are no longer serving you anymore, then this eclipse will take them away to make space for something that is more empowering for you. Now, by the end of August, we're going to have the eclipse in the sign of Pisces in your second house. And this one will highlight shifts in income, values, or self-worth, often encouraging you to align your financial choices with your emotional and spiritual needs as well. So a lot of you may change how you earn money, how you invest in something meaningful, or you might let go of spending patterns that are rooted in insecurity as well. A lot of you here have a lot of opportunity to get a raise, get a promotion, or it could be that you're going to multiply your streams of income. At the same time, you're going to understand your personal values and talents. And if you are, let's say, in a business where you consult other people, or if you have your own business, that you might decide that your self-worth is even higher and you might price yourself higher as well. In October and November, Venus is going to be retrograde, and it's going through Scorpio in your 10th house and then Libra in your 9th house, prompting a lot of reflection on your public image, on your career, relationships, and long-term aspirations. You may reassess your professional goals here, revisit old ambitions, or renegotiate partnerships and relationships with authority figures. Around this time, a lot of you will be maybe taking on a leadership role that you used to have before, or you might want to go back to a certain career or job that you used to have. Now, Venus will continue to move back into the sky, into Libra, your ninth house. So, your belief systems, your education, or travel plans can come under review, inviting a lot of you to realign your vision of the future with your evolving values and sense of purpose. Around this time, some of you might meet with a mentor, somebody that used to advise you before, and reevaluate and discuss some things with them, some sort of advice that you may be needing in your life, especially that is related to your career and to your job and your public status. For others of you, this can look like a travel opportunity to maybe go back to a country internationally, especially that you have been to before, that is going to bring some pleasant experiences your way, because this Venus here is going to have some good aspects. I've already posted a video for Venus retrograde for 2026 by the way, so please make sure to check that out as well. But as Venus then stations direct here, is going to bring the clarity that you need about your whole life direction. For some of you, it can even bring good karma your way, because this is the house of good karma. Or you can bring benefactors that are going to help you into your career, in your job, into climbing the social ladder, especially when Venus moves back into your 10th house as it goes direct in the sky. So a lot of you Aquarians are going to have life-changing events in a way that you've never seen before, and in a way that nobody else has seen before either. So prepare for that, get ready, because 2026 is going to be your year. I promise you that. I wish you the best of luck, my dear Aquarians, for 2026. Please remember to hit the notification button so that you can get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I feel like I'm sharing valuable lessons for a lot of you for this year. So please make sure to do that and to check out the other videos that I've already posted. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Pisces suns, moons, and risings. 2026 is going to be a year of quiet endings for you, but also at the same time, you're going to experience some sort of inner awakening that will ultimately lead you to a visible personal renewal that will catch the attention of other people around you, of people that know you, people that you collaborate and interact on a daily basis, but also with people that see you in social media. A lot of the work is going to be done behind the scenes, and you're going to be asked to release old identities, habits, and relationships before stepping into a more authentic way of living and relating to other people. The first 20 days of January are going to be marked by a powerful stellium of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun all moving together through the sign of Capricorn in your 11th house, which will bring a practical and goal-oriented focus to friendships, networks, and long-term aspirations. A lot of you Pisces around this time will be actively collaborating with other people on professional or creative projects, and you may be taking on responsibility within a group or at your organization where you work at, or you may be reassessing which goals are truly worth your energy. You may also become more selective about your social life, realizing that not every friendship aligns with where you're headed as a person. This period can also involve setting boundaries within communities or formal organizations, such as redefining your role in a team or stepping into a leadership with a structured group as well. The 11th house is also the house of your long-term dreams and goals for the future. So the stellium here is going to give you a lot of clarity and willpower to go after all of them. This can be a very sociable time for you Pisces, especially if you've felt lonely with Saturn in your first house. January is going to definitely be very, very busy for you. Now, as the final days of January arrive and these planets move into Aquarius, they're going to enter your 12th house and they're going to align here with Pluto. So the energy is going to turn inward in a profound way. This can be a deeply transformative period that often coincides with withdrawals from the public eye, either by choice or by necessity. So a lot of you may feel called to rest, to heal, or to simply confront subconscious patterns that have been influencing your life without your awareness. This period can be wonderful to release old fears, addictions, unresolved grief, And at the same time, you can get a lot of clarity about hidden enemies or motivations of other people. You can have powerful, vivid dreams. A lot of secrets can come to you through dreams. You can get messages, you can get hints about what is happening around you. It's like having that mirror that we have in the car where we can see what is behind us. That's how. This is in your 12th house, this activation here. You can see what is happening behind your shoulders because of the powerful spiritual experiences that you may have, or the dreams and the heightened intuition you may have as well. The solar eclipse in Aquarius in February intensifies this inner work by marking the beginning of a new spiritual or psychological chapter. So some of you might be committing to therapy or to spirituality, or you might get closer to God, go to church more often, or to mosque, whatever your religion is. And you might really end a habit that is draining you, or you may be releasing a long-standing attachment that has quietly shaped your decisions. Some of you are going to get rid of generational karma here. You're going to clear it, and it can be very healing and very empowering when at the subconscious level. In March, the lunar eclipse in Virgo in your 7th house brings relationship matters to a turning point. Partnerships, whether romantic or professional, can all reach a moment of clarity where imbalances become impossible to ignore. You may recognize where you have been overgiving, over-accommodating, or attempting to fix others at your own expense. For some of you, this can manifest as redefining relationship boundaries. You may decide to end a partnership that no longer supports your growth, or you may have an honest conversation that resets the terms of a connection. Others of you maybe are going to step into a more serious commitment when it comes to a long-term relationship or business partnership if you are not in a relationship. By the end of June, when Jupiter moves into Leo, into your 6th house, and opposes Pluto in Aquarius in your 12th house, the tension between daily responsibilities and inner healing can become pronounced. Your workload, health routines, or professional duties may expand, offering opportunities for growth and recognition through service or some sort of leadership too. At the same time, though, unresolved emotional or psychological issues may surface if you push yourself too hard. So you have to be careful with balancing your day-to-day life, your day-to-day responsibilities, with a need to retreat and detox yourself, even if it's mental detoxing or like actual physical detoxing. The period here will highlight the need to balance productivity with rest, and you are going to realize that true effectiveness requires tending to your mental and emotional well-being as much as your external obligations. Some of you are going to be inspired to also start a new diet or health routine that empowers you physically or that really boosts and helps your mental health. In July, we're going to have the famous and powerful shift of the lunar nodes into Aquarius and Leo. And they're going to reinforce this theme of release and realignment. With the North Node in your 12th house, you are being guided towards surrender, compassion, and spiritual growth, while the South Node in your 6th house asks you to release patterns of overwork, of perfectionism, or self-criticism. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you Pisces maybe go into vacation a lot around this time for like a year and a half. You retreat a little more, and you spend more time taking care of your health, taking care of your physical body. You might simplify your schedule, you might prioritize mental health, or you might simply redefine success in ways that honor your inner life rather than the constant productivity. I'll tell you that when I had my North Node transit in my 12th house, it was one of the most healing periods of my life, emotionally, physically, mentally as well. So I did have profound experiences in that regard. So some of you might have similar themes too. I do also want to mention that in 2026, Saturn is moving away from your sign finally, and it's going to move into your 2nd house. So you're going to feel that relief that Saturn is giving you by moving away from your sign. You're going to feel like you can breathe again, and like a big load has been removed from your shoulders. You feel like life makes more sense again. I mean, I'm a Pisces sun, so I can definitely relate to that as well. I'm an early degree So with Saturn moving away from our sign, we're gonna feel like we're reborn. Now Saturn will go into the second house and help us be more disciplined with finances, maybe organize our finances, create budgets, and be more careful with spending, and to see where the money is coming from and where it's going to restructure the way how we make money and spend money as well. We can become way more disciplined with Saturn in the second house. Now, moving forward, August will also bring two eclipses that will mark a turning point between inner healing and outer expression. And the first one is going to be in Leo in the 6th house, and the other one in Pisces in the 1st house. So the Leo eclipse can coincide with changes in the work environment, health routines, or daily responsibilities. Some of Pisces can leave a demanding job and start a new one, or you may be adopting a new wellness practice or shifting how you structure your time in general. And then when we have the eclipse in Pisces in the 1st house, this can be specifically significant, signaling a personal rebirth where we're going to step into a renewed sense of identity and self-expression as well. Other people may notice changes in our confidence, appearance, or energy because we're going to begin to embody the inner transformations that have been unfolding all year. Now, moving forward in October and November, Venus goes retrograde through Scorpio in the 9th house and then into Libra in the 8th house. And here it's going to prompt a reevaluation of beliefs, of intimacy, and shared values as well. Around this time, Pisces will definitely question long-term philosophies. Pisces will also have opportunities to travel internationally, to revisit educational opportunities, maybe reconnect with a mentor that we used to be close to, get some advice from them. For others of us, this transit can talk about deeper emotional and spiritual exploration as well. The 9th house is the house of good karma. We might receive good karma payback here. And even though at this time Venus is creating harsh aspects, this is still a very positive house for Pisces. Now, as Venus moves back into Libra, there's going to be themes of trust, vulnerability, shared resources that will come to the forefront. We're going to have to reanalyze our shared finances that we share with family members, partners, business partners as well. There's a need here to reassess things, and with Venus also being the planet of finances, we're going to be smarter about how we spend our money and where the money is going. Some of us will have to renegotiate shared resources and finances, investments, debts, loans. We might be able to pay off debts and loans here too with Venus in the 8th house. And it can be very empowering, of course, and life-altering and changing. Venus here is also helping us heal from traumatic experiences, fears, intimacy issues. And for others of us, it can be that during this time, we're just going to be more intimate with our partners too. So this is what I have overall, my dear Pisces, for 2026. Remember to hit that notification button to get notified for all the videos that I'm posting. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.